Welcome back to the Devil Deets detailing channel, where today I'm going to be carrying out a full exterior detail on this crazy mad looking Honda Civic TypeR FK8. This car has some beast wheels, 20 inches all round, lovely to look at, and the design really suits the overall aggressiveness of the car. I'm treating them first to a dose of Powermax TFR 5000 at a 10:1 ratio, which will be left on the wheels to dwell for around 5 to 10 minutes before simply being rinsed off with a pressure washer. Once the TFR has been rinsed off, then I'm going to introduce a fallout remover to tackle baked on brake dust and also any other general road-borne metallic contamination. Once sprayed, the fallout remover is going to get to work, and just like the TFR, it's left on to dwell for around 5 to 10 minutes and then simply rinsed off. If the wheels are fairly clean, then generally fallout removers don't require any agitation, but depending on the level of contamination, you may want to use a brush to apply a little bit of persuasion to the most stubborn areas. These alloys are going to get a full going over, so that means the barrels, the front faces, and also the rears of the spokes as well, which I can get to quite easily. Once the wheels have been cleaned and decontaminated, the next stage is to apply TFR 5000 to all the neglected areas of the car. This includes the petrol cap and the door shuts, and as you can see, these areas haven't been cleaned for a long time. I tend to apply TFR to these areas and wash them separately prior to the overall car's pre-wash phase. Due to the level of dirt on this car, I decided to basically apply TFR to most of the body panels for good measure. Again, I'm going to leave the TFR to dwell on the panels for around 5 to 10 minutes, weather dependent, before rinsing off. I really wish that I could say that no wildlife was harmed during the filming of this video, but sorry, Moth. Next up is the pre-wash phase, and that can only mean one thing: it's snow foam time. Today I'm using Built Amber's Auto Foam at a 5% PIR or panel impact ratio, and I'm getting some really nice thick foam thanks to the 1.1mm snow foam cannon orifice upgrade I did on my snow foam cannon. It's definitely worth doing if you want really nice thick snow foam, and it's very easy to do as well. The link to the orifice that I used is in the description, and it's simply a case of replacing the existing orifice, so very easy to do, but the difference in snow foam quality is definitely worth it. This car is just one of those cars that turns heads everywhere it goes, and I've always wanted to own one of these myself actually, ever since the EP3 version came out way back in the early 2000s. But sadly it was never to be, and in fact I don't think I've ever owned a Japanese car. Maybe something to look into next. As you can see from the before shots, the car hadn't been cleaned in a while, but the owner did tell me that he had a CarPro CQ UK 3.0 ceramic coating on it, so I was really hoping for an easy job, but sadly it became apparent during the initial rinsing that the ceramic coating is pretty much dead on this car, so no such luck for me today. Regardless, I still chose to use the CarPro Reset Intensive Shampoo, which is actually designed to maintain a ceramic coating by effectively removing the dirt without negatively affecting the coating itself. I'm using here my pre-soaked super soft detailing brushes to tend to all of the places that mitts just simply cannot reach. After giving the car a quick rinse, I really wanted to introduce a fallout remover to the body panels themselves, as from feeling the panels it was very clear that there was a lot of contamination on them, and you can physically feel it. Top tip for anyone wanting to feel how contaminated their paintwork is to use a very thin plastic bag, place that on the paintwork and then feel the paintwork through it. Trust me, that really does work. And you can see just how much contamination is on these body panels by the amount of bleeding we can see. Bleeding isn't always so easy to see on colored cars, but on white cars it's pretty dramatic, especially on this one as the fallout remover starts to react with the metallic contamination. The fallout remover that I'm using is totally safe for body panels, and it's just simply rinsed off with water. Once rinsed off, we can finally get to the wash phase. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm using the CarPro Reset Intensive Shampoo, even though the ceramic coating on this car is dead and needs reapplying. I'm using the trusted 2 bucket method with a pair of super soft noodle mitts in order to minimize the risk of damage to the paintwork. The back end of this car is just something else. I mean, look at the size of that rear wing. Interesting fact though about the rear wing is that it does actually produce real downforce. In fact, every aspect of this car's styling was designed to improve aerodynamic characteristics, from the front air curtains all the way back to the rear flicks and that rear wing. So its wild features and its wild looks are not just for show. Value for money product alert everyone. Turtle Wax Hybrid Dry and Shine Rinse Wax. I can't speak more highly of a product than this. I think this is better than the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Spray Wax, just to give you a product comparison. And the clincher is that it's only £6 a bottle in some shops. That's unbelievable. You can see how simple it is to apply. Tiny spray of the product, rinse immediately and then dry using your preferred drying method. The hydrophobicity it gives is amazing. There's also no initial front loading phase like there is with the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Spray Wax. £6 a bottle, I mean, can you believe that? As you can see, my preferred drying method is manually using a Korean twist drying towel. The Turtle Wax Hybrid Dry and Shine Rinse Wax is also a drying aid, so it does cut down the drying time quite significantly. I tend to use different towels for different areas of the car as well. So for example, I've got separate towels for the bodywork and separate towels for door shuts and petrol caps. This again reduces the risk of paintwork damage by using separate towels for areas that generally get more contaminated with dirt and grime. As this is a white car, and white cars are generally quite hard to get some visibly wild gloss going on, I wanted to double up on the wax today. So using the Turtle Wax Hybrid Dry and Shine Rinse Wax first, and then topping that up with a Gloss Meister General, which is of course the tax system's shiny wax. This doubling up of products should give some really visible gloss to this white paintwork. And it's not really a chore either, because both products are just very simple to apply. Now to tackle those disgustingly black triple exhaust tips. With exhaust tips, I really don't do anything out of the ordinary. Simply metal polish, a range of scourers, and good old elbow grease. I don't recommend doing this without gloves on. I really don't know why I've ended up with no gloves on here. But this black soot really gets under your nails and it's a real bugger to get off. So always wear gloves, people. I may also start to use a drill extension tool for exhaust tips, such as the ball buster from Chemical Guys, just to make things a little easier and ultimately save time when doing exhaust tips. And finally, the finishing job of any car detail is dressing the tyres. We want to make them look nice, we want to make them look black, and we want to make them look slick to really finish off the car. And that's all from this episode. Be sure to stick around for the results, and thanks to everyone for watching. The support really does mean a lot. These videos really do take a lot of time, so hopefully they are interesting and helpful, and that's rewarding enough for me. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're alerted when I release new videos, which I'm trying to do every 1 to 2 weeks, time permitting. It really helps the channel when you do so. Take care until next time.